Hello everyone, this is Jocelyn Garcia
And this is Krishna Perez
from Professor Harrison's English 306 class. This is our rhetorical analysis presentation on Stemming the Tide, Why Women Leave Engineering. I hope you enjoy our presentation.
Starting off with the page layout of the report, the space of the pages are utilized wisely. Most pages that contain the most information are divided into two columns as shown on the first image to fit as much information. Subtopics, titles of the chapters, important phrases from the paragraphs are typed in bold, big letters, and bright colors, as shown in the first, second, and third image, to help readers easily recognize them. Also, personal opinions and experiences from different women who are engineering graduates are separated in boxes with different colors to show the importance of their experiences they want to share with the readers. This report used white space efficiently by sticking with only using white background, dividing each page into two columns, and using bold colors font for relevant information. Now for the text. The pages of the report contain different amount of text each page depending on what the pages are contained of. They could be paragraphs or of information, the title of the chapter, and statements from different women who are engineering graduates, or different charts of statistics. The texts are easy to read and understand because the authors use scholarly language, but still understandable for most readers. Regarding the author's word choice, the connotation of the words are informative due to the fact that the report gives information on why many women leave engineering field. This report have an underlying social and emotional meaning according to this chart that shows the number of women with the reason of leaving the engineering field. In this report, the paragraphs are short and some only contain 3 to 5 long sentences. For the next part, we are going to be talking about the visuals of this report. The report included images of women, as shown on the first image, working in the engineering field. Also, different kinds of graphs and charts providing information regarding racial ethnic background of women in the engineering field, the reasons of leaving engineering, and what they are doing now after leaving the field. The reason the authors included these images is to give readers more insight and visual information of the report, as well as a guide for easier understanding of the purpose of the whole report. One other major visual are the drastic colors that are presented throughout this report. By seeing these colors, it not only intrigues the reader to give their full attention towards that particular section, but it also enhances the life of the article itself.
Now on to credibility. The two authors of this article are Nadia A. Foyd, who has a PhD, and Romila Singh, who also has a PhD. Both Nadia and Romila received their degree from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. The authors proved their credibility for their writing in this article by allowing the readers to see their credentials on the first page of the article, as shown in Figure 1, and on the last page where they provided their educational background, also seen on Figure 2. The authors use different kinds of ways in which they provide their research throughout this article. The first way is by providing bar charts, pie charts, and comparison charts. These charts allow different statistics to be compared to one another. For instance, on the first bar chart, statistics show the difference between individual and family income based on the percentage of women who never entered engineering. The second way is by having quotes in big text throughout the article of women who gave insight on their opinion towards the topic of this article. The third way in which they provide research would be through surveys. For instance, the Barriers for Women Scientists survey report. And finally, the last way in which the authors provide research was throughout the article itself, in the paragraphs. They combined both the research they found with any other writing they wanted to include. As we continue to review the research, throughout the article, the authors use research to support their ideas or points, but there is one particular place where their research stands out. Page 51 explains why women engineers have a desire to leave the company and the profession, which is the main point of this article. The authors include a lot of important information to support their point, like personal opinions from women themselves and key findings, which are another form of statistics. In the first picture, you can see one of the opinions that was said by an Asian American woman. There are not enough opportunities for promotion. It is easier to be promoted and accepted outside the engineering fields. And if you look on the right side, one of the key findings that was stated said, women are more likely to consider leaving the engineering field if they experience excess workload and if they perceive a lack of clarity regarding their work goals, objectives, and responsibilities. According to the references page, the research comes from any website that gives insight on this topic, going back from the date of 1980 all the way until 2010. Create clear, visible, transparent paths, invest in providing substantial training, communicate clear work goals, and professional development are all types of persuasion. The authors are persuading the reader in believing why women engineers leave or want to leave. The findings from the National Project of Women Engineers Retention, also known as POWER, have practical implications both for the organization that employ women engineers and educational institutes that educate and train them. Some of the ways in which the authors use persuasive strategies is by providing summary and recommendations at the end of the article. The first recommendation is towards the organization. It is stated that the organization should have clear, visible, and transparent paths towards advancement. Women who saw clear paths and opportunities to advancement in the company reported feeling more satisfied and committed with little or no intentions to leave engineering or their current companies. This is a great strategy because it was stated in the past research that women and minorities often leave organizations out of frustration of not finding clear, tangible paths for advancement. The women who were currently working in engineering expressed that lack of promotion opportunities influenced them to think about quitting their jobs and or the field together. Another recommendation was towards colleges of engineering. They offered 3 key recommendations to these engineering programs: strengthen the university and industry partnership, create climate that have zero tolerance for incivility, and lastly, teach students career management skills. The authors persuade the readers, allowing them to see the real reason of why women leave these engineering work firms. They gave insight on the workplace environment, statistics on the situation, and also women's personal opinion on this topic. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.